Drill, Instagram not rocking with me. Oh, praise the Most High, give me through all my loves. Love God to love yours to love others. It's a commandment. Shout out to the loved ones and the love members. If you want to become a love member, part of the Love Tribe, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell, you get the love mail. It's every day. We're trying to go 6 a.m., 1 p.m., 9 p.m. That's 619. You feel me? On love. Keep it global. You feel me? God is universal. Love is universal. Love is a drug. You feel me? Shout out to my bro Andre, who was talking about the other day. Love is a drug. You feel me? Bro says, what did he say? Love is a drug. Love is an addiction. Love is addictive. Y'all got any questions about love? Ask me. On my mama, I love you, Granny Doris Wheeler. On love. So let's get into this. It's a stock morning. But before then, let's get the love message. Give love today. Accept love today. Spread love today. A lot of our youth, a lot of my generation don't know how to experience love because, or accept love because we never experienced love. We come from a gang banging generation to where right when you wake up, it is drama. Come on, let's go. Let's get to school. Come on, what you doing? God damn, you slow. God damn, come on, hurry up. Let's go. Hey, what you want? Go then you go get a McGriddle, some soda, no water, no fruit, no healthy nutrients to start your day. We rushing through the day. And then we get to school, and we got other homies and their influences come to us. Then we got these white teachers that we gotta learn from. What do we do? How can we protect our youth? How can we teach our youth? That's why I say F rap music, F gang banging, not members. Gang banging, going to go inflict violence on your own, looking for yourself, but walking past the Mexican, walking past the European, walking past the Chaldean, walking past the Eritrean, walking past the Somalian, walking past the Ethiopian to go hurt your own people, to go hurt you. Go hurt an individual that y'all grandparents was homies. That's where it comes with the black community. We're a family. So you need to look at the people in your community, your auntie, as aunties and uncles. So I call people my community, my auntie, my uncle. Not literally, but as a community, village based. This is my auntie and my uncle compared to other ethnicity groups. You feel me? Now, inside that, no, we have inner pockets, inner circles. Always going to have that. But, dear black people, we are effed up. Lincoln High School won state, and 75% of kids at Lincoln High School is illiterate and can't read or type. But we read about football. 99% of the kids who play football at Lincoln ain't going to the NFL. But we love football. Dear black people, we spending $200 minimum on football accessories and Pop Warners. 1,000 black kids in San Diego, Southeast San Diego, playing Pop Warner football. Let's put 100. Let's use that 100 and get a building. $100 times 1,000 is 100,000. Dear black people, the average dollar circulates 7 minutes to 7 hours in the black community. We're the only ethnic group that don't last a day. Dear black people, in Southeast San Diego, we got nowhere to eat. I have nowhere to go get a morning breakfast. People talk about the cafe and cancer. Okay, great. But where can I get a real breakfast? You feel me? Who's on the corner? Can anybody in Southeast San Diego please cook breakfast on the corner so we can go support? You feel me? I don't love, but let's get to this morning stocks. Let's get to the bag now. Let's get to the bag now. I don't love, though. Let's keep this black. Let's get some blacks and stocks. Because I even heard that the stock market, like, goddamn, that's the history, though. I'm running back. We're going to get the opening bell, quick 30. Apologies to those. It's a little late, but, um, yeah, I want to get that opening bell and get going because it's something our youth need to listen to and learn on the way to school. While at school.
jobs being added in March. Economists were only looking for 140,000 jobs. The unemployment rate did tick up to 4.2%, which Greg Dacco of EY just told us was a function of more people entering the labor force, so not necessarily a bad sign. Our own Alexander Canal joining us now for a deeper dive into the numbers. A lot of questions, Allie, about government jobs.
Government jobs.
So let's start there.
Yeah, that's where I want to start, because within federal government, we saw employment decline by 4,000 in March. That followed a loss of 11,000 jobs in February. Now, while many federal layoffs have been announced, we shouldn't really expect that this is the end here, because over the coming months, the coming weeks, we're going to see more of the impact. There have been some layoffs that have yet to occur. Some workers have been placed on administrative leave, so they're still counted in these payrolls. So we could continue to see that deterioration on the federal government side in the months to come, not necessarily encapsulated in this March report. We could also see a potential spillover effect when we think about sectors like healthcare and education. And to that point, healthcare was once again a leader here in the jobs market, adding 54,000 jobs.
What's up with black healthcare? Do we have any black healthcare providers? Do we have any black healthcare providers? On Love, let's talk about it.
Jobs in March. This is slightly ahead of the average monthly gain of 52,000 over the prior 12 months. So very strong. Specifically within healthcare, we saw employment trend up in ambulatory healthcare services. That was by 20,000. Hospitals increased by 17,000, and nursing and residential care facilities also up by 17,000. Now, heading into this report, it's clear markets had other things on the brain, tariffs, a potential impact where we could see with inflation on the growth side as well. And inflation that's going to impact different areas and different sectors of the labor market, like retail, for example, if we see consumers pull back, construction as well, if the cost of homes rise significantly. So for the month of March, retail trade, they added 24,000 jobs. It was a very significant rebound from February as workers returned from a strike. We had a 21,000 gain in food and beverage retailers, whereas general merchandise lost 5,000 jobs. And on a year-over-year basis, we were little change. And then a very quick mention of manufacturing. We know that that's been a big push from these tariffs from President Trump. He wants to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. Little change there, just 1,000 jobs added. So we'll continue to see what materializes in the months ahead. But this report, very strong, a beacon of hope right now, and a sea of red on Wall Street.
All right, Allie, thank you so much. Really appreciate you making the time to break down those sectors for us. Thank you. Let's take a look at the bond market here, taking a look at yields across the board. Coming in a bit, the 10-year yield keenly below that 4% level following the March jobs report here, and growing concerns about a recession putting pressure on that as well. After today's numbers came in well above expectations, the economy adding 228,000 jobs last month, with unemployment ticking up a bit to 4.2%. Joining us now, Leslie Falconio, UBS Global Wealth Management, Head of Taxable Fixed Income Strategy. We also have Marianne Bartel, Sanctuary Wealth's Chief Investment Strategist. Marianne, I want to start with you because obviously we had a record-breaking sell-off yesterday, the biggest since the global pandemic. To what extent does this jobs report lead the market, if at all, today, or is it still purely about a risk-off trade due to those tariffs?
So it's good to see that the job market is strong, but I think we're going to look past through this because the risk is if we stay with these tariffs, we are going to see a significant slowdown within the economy. And now we're seeing many economists start raising their estimates for a recession. So I don't really hold much for this data. But what I like how the bond market is acting, that we're going to get lower interest rates, and that is stimulative over time for the economy. And what I also like is the break-even market is not forecasting inflation. Many are concerned with these tariffs that we can get inflation, but I'm not seeing the market price in inflation. And I think that's a bright spot that we're seeing.
Leslie, I want to pick up on the Fed reaction for a moment, because on the one hand, we have a number of strategists who say the Fed's not going to be able to cut because of the uptick in prices. Then you have some who say they're going to cut aggressively to address the growth issue. I'm curious what you think.
Well, look at the market, right? The fixed income market and the equity market are sort of, reconnecting again, right? In the end, the fixed income market's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. As the equity market is correcting, you have the safe haven, flight to quality bid in the fixed income market. Now, if this was an inflation concern, you wouldn't have that, right? You definitely wouldn't have this at the magnitude. So obviously, the market is focusing much more on growth. And yes, the Fed is going to have to, obviously look at inflation and what, tariffs might, be a tailwind to rising inflation, maybe 1.5 to 2% more. But over the longer term,
I'm actually not sure if it's a fact. We're gonna figure it out right now on Love. I said that San Diego has the highest inflation rate. Let's see. Dago. San Diego inflation rate. In January 2025, San Diego inflation rate as measured by the Consumer Price Index, CPI, was 3.8%, up from 2.6 in November, making it the highest point in this year. San Diego inflation rate has been declining for much of 2024, saw a recent increase reaching 3.8 in January. Drivers of inflation. The cost of food, including groceries and restaurant meals, rose by 1.1% between November 24 and January 25th, up 4.7% from a year prior, with a sharp increase in meals, poultry, and eggs due to the avian flu epidemic. Goddamn, I don't even know about this. So even from there, this is why I'm going to go fishing today. While national inflation has been trending down, San Diego inflation rates remain relatively high, with some reports indicating it as having the biggest inflation problem in the country. Cost of living. The monthly living in San Diego is up 20%. It's 20.3% more expensive than 6 years ago. The greatest change of any city in the country. Overall inflation rates for the rich. The overall annual inflation rate in February hit 2.8, down by 3% in January. The BTS CPA report core inflation, including food and energy core prices, rose 3.1%, the coolest rate since May 2023. God damn. Cold world. Look what we're going through, Dago. It's tricky. And the black dollar don't even last 7 hours. That's just crazy. The current H5, what the hell? H5 and 1. The avian flu? Who the hell knew about this? That's why the avian flu outbreak, which began in March 2024, is causing widespread outbreaks in wild birds and poultry, and has also infected dairy cows and some humans, though there is no known person-to-person spread. You didn't know this. Here is a more detailed breakdown situation. Current situation, widespread outbreaks. H5N1 bird flu is circulating in wild birds worldwide and causing outbreaks in poultry and U.S. dairy cows. No sustained human-to-human transmission. While there have been human causes, there's no evidence of sustained person-to-person transmission. Public health risk. The current public health risk is considered low, but the CDC is closely monitoring the situation. Outlet Franklin currently outlined late March 2024 with the detection of H5N1 bird flu in dairy cows. Impact on poultry since February 2022. There has been widespread poultry outbreaks with nearly 27 million commercial poultry and backyard flocks dying or caught to contain the spread. Dairy cow outbreak, a multi-state outbreak of H5N1 bird flu is dairy cow, so I don't like dairy, was first reported in March 25, 2024. Human cases. There has been several human cases in U.S. Dairy and poultry workers, but the CDC is monitoring the situation carefully. California specifics. No person-to-person spread of bird flu has been detected in California, but there are concerns in the spread of dairy milk. Dairy product safety. Pasteurized milk and dairy products are safe to consume, and pasteurize inactivates the bird flu virus. What to know? How to spread. This is crazy work. The first historical content, the first outbreak of human infection by the avian flu influenza viruses H5N1 was observed in 1991 in Hong Kong. Goddamn, China. Global spread. The virus has spread since various, matter of fact, Asian food, homie. Asian food, dogs, cats, rats, history / their story, homie. That's my new stuff. Our story, their story. We call that their story. Their story, homie. On my mama. Ah, I love you, Granny. You're leader to go. What they talking about? They talking about nothing. What they talking about? They talking about nothing. Hey, my bad, y'all. I thought I had it up there. Because I ain't talking about nothing. This is what I'm reading. My bad. Y'all got the information, dog. Because I ain't talking about nothing. They talking about nothing. Niggas ain't even learning. Them niggers, you niggers, calling y'all niggers ain't even learning. I call y'all niggers and crackers. What's up with my cracker, though? What's up with my nigger? That's the same thing. All right, let's get back to this. We ain't got 8 more minutes.
Determine what the Fed looks at, inflation's not going that much higher. And just to go on the point of break-even inflation expectations, I mean, first off, if we look at like the 1-year swap, this the 1-year expected inflation swap, it's about a 370 today. At the time of the election, it was a 2.3. But the 10-year break-even inflation expectation this morning is down about 10 basis points. It's set to like a 2.18. That's a lot of demand destruction, right? And that's a lot of these second-order effects that you're going to have, because of these potential tariff policies. So I do think the Fed is not going to be preemptive, right? They're not going to, be proactive. They'll be a little bit more reactive. They're going to wait for some data. They probably won't go in May, but June and July, we definitely think they're going to start to react.
Marianne, I'm curious from your perspective too, in terms of the equity market here, how much more selling do you think we could see? And I guess, is there an ability for the genie to get put back in the bottle when it comes to the impact of these tariffs? Or at what point does it become something that is kind of unrecoverable from in terms of the equity risk?
Well, you always reach a bottom in the market. I guess the bad news is I don't think we have a bottom in the market. I do see more downside. But what we need to keep in mind is from the lows of October 22, the equity market measured by the S&P 500 is up 76%. It is very normal to retrace 1/3 to 1/2 of a move. That's going to get the market somewhere around 5,000 to 4,800, where there's a lot of technical support. And even if earnings have to tick down a bit, I think you're going to start seeing value being created within the market, and you're going to start seeing buyers come in the market. So we are anticipating additional volatility, and this volatility can go for, a couple of more months. We may not settle in until around June, but I do believe that the secular bull market is intact, and that these are opportunities to look at your portfolio, to reallocate. And if you're looking to add to equities, these are going to be very good levels.
But Marianne, if we are looking at a remaking of the fundamental underpinnings of global trade, you could argue the fundamental underpinnings of what drives the economy in the United States, that feels like more of, just not just sort of short-term or even medium-term choppiness, but something more profound. Do you not think it's going to sort of play out in the market that way?
Hey,
I don't think emotionally businesses, consumers will allow that to happen. I think you'll eventually.
To my loved ones, my love members, drop a comment. We taking over on love. I mean, this is universal. So I appreciate everybody who's staying down. Small steps to a learning journey. I'm going to be one of the biggest podcasters in the world. I'm the most influential person in the world. When I say me, I mean we. Because a lot of individuals motivate and inspire me. So if you feel like you ain't doing nothing to change the world, help me change it. You feel me? On love. Let's create this village. Let's create this community. Spread this love. Spread this knowledge. the youth advocate. I will be the individual to stop gang banging, unite the black men, unite the black family. That's my responsibility. Shout out to the homegirl Coca Rosa who told me that last year, and I was scared to do it. And it was there was a elder Native Indian woman at home who told me, like, you know exactly who you are. You just scared of yourself. Don't be scared. You can't be scared of the police officer who's going to harass me and pull me over for nothing, for being black. I don't like getting harassed, but I can't be scared to get harassed by the white boy, even though I'm not doing nothing wrong, just because I drive a certain vehicle that they don't like or they associate with gang members. It's not fair, but fuck it. Excuse me. I can't be scared of the white boy. I can't be scared to be great. It really sucks. Like, damn, I can't even drive to the Southeast in a vehicle that I like because they're going to think it's gang banging. They're going to bring 4 or 5 cars, pull me over, question me, all this. I'm just trying to be a good person and love life and look out for the youth. And I got to deal with this. Then their job is to catch me when I'm not doing nothing and act like I'm doing something. Oh, well, you got this, you got that. Then I got to go jail, take away from my time, energy, and go see a judge because we can't patrol the community, because we can't clean up the community. Now they got the white boys from La Jolla, Coronado driving through our community because we can't clean it up. Let's stop complaining about them and clean up the community ourselves, homie. Let's bring the crime rate down so we can get the white boy up out of there. But that's a different topic that y'all don't want to talk about. So go get high. Go have sex. Go listen to your rap music. Go feel good. Niggers, dead homies, and alive ones. I'm tripping about my people.
Get some form of backlash. You can't keep this kind of rate of volatility and potential dislocation. So a couple of months of it I can see, but much longer term, I really don't think that's going to happen, at least not right now.
So So Leslie, you laid it out perfectly in terms of the bond market kind of doing what it's supposed to do in a moment like this. How concerned do you get if we don't continue to see treasuries rallying and if there starts to be kind of this concern about demand and faith in U.S. treasuries?
Well, I mean, obviously that is always a point of concern. That's not our call. We put a low probability in terms of that demand or faith in U.S. Treasuries. But what we do have to pay attention to when we have this inflation growth tug of war is to see how that inflation actually is on the mind of the Fed or the private sector. We know that the Fed is, bringing down quantitative tightening, which is always a positive in terms of, the private sector. But, we don't think it's going to be in terms of, the quality of the treasury market or the rating of the treasury market. But we have to pay attention to if, in fact, inflation does become a greater concern than what we are thinking of. And you get in the 2022 scenario where the equity market falls and bond yields go up. We don't think that's not really going to be the case, given the fact of the headwind to growth that we are likely seeing, and not just from tariffs. I mean, this is just one thing. We still have to. There's still, immigration policies and how that you deal with that with unemployment. There's goods inflation that could go into service inflation, but there's a lot of different variables now that really are going to come from now to the end of the year. Right. And we still look as that treasury as that safe haven.
One thing's for certain, we will continue to be very, very busy. Leslie and Marianne, thank you very much. That does it for our jobs report special. We'll have more jobs coverage ahead and market reaction after the break.
If you're not happy with your online podcast engagement metrics, I have the solution. Riverside is an online platform for podcast recording and the highest.
Hey, 30 minutes and we live, baby. Praise the Most High. We're going to get the outro, the intro going. So if you're creative, please come tap in. Y'all know this shit ain't my highlight tape, so I ain't tripping about the glitz and the glamours right now. I play football. I play freshman. I made varsity. This is me at freshman right now, so I make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to be in the weight room every day. I'm going to improve every day, but if you know what I could do to get better, come on. Come join. Come pull up. Come hit the lab. Let's work. Let's create. Let's create greatness. I help you. You help me. That's what it's about. A lot of black people don't know how to help or accept help, because we never got it in our mind or we never really received it. But I'm an individual who loves to help others. It's part of my purpose. I get a kick out of it, helping others, giving love to others, because it helps me and it helps my God. I have a God. Do you have a God? That's why I ask black people at first, do you even have a God? Do you have law, statutes, and commandments? So where when you do stuff, it don't feel good, and you know that it don't feel good, and you have a God gonna get on you. That's a different conversation. Do our kids or our youth even know who God is, or they just know who Chief Keef is? Little baby. Still be messed up, but I love y'all. Clock in 6:30 every day.